The other piece of news that has come on out over the past few hours or so is also the idea of, let's say Sitake does stay at BYU. Who would be next up on Penn State's board? The main name out there that has also been reported on, amongst others, along with Sitake's rumors, has been Jeff Brohm, the Louisville head coach. He is the other piece of this because, we'll get to the coaches that were hired yesterday, a lot more coaches are now coming off the board that have been hired. And we've talked about it of, yes, only so many people get hired because there's only so many opportunities and so on and so forth. But the other coaches hired is also having a factor on this. So yesterday, we wrapped the show up at noon. What happens an hour and a half later? We discussed him on the show. Bob Chesney expected to sign a 5-year deal with UCLA following James Madison's bowl games. It looks like he's going to coach the Sun Belt Championship.
Which is Friday night.
If they make the playoffs, he will coach them through the playoffs, but he will become UCLA's next head coach moving forward. So,
well, he has an agreement in principle.
Yes, agreement in principle, so
to
it could
my knowledge,
change.
there's nothing signed.
Yes.
All right, but very quickly on that, if Duke wins against Virginia, okay, there's a big problem for the ACC.
Yeah.
Because
we'll discuss the ACC.
No, it deals with coaches. Okay, I'm keeping this on track here for you for a second. Okay, let's stay on track.
Okay,
all right. If Duke were to win, that would mean that if Tulane were to win, I think they played North Texas. I think.
Yeah. So if either of them win,
right, they'd be ranked higher. If James Madison were to win against Troy on Friday, they would be ranked higher. They would both get the automatic bids. Duke would not.
It would be 4 and 5. Duke would be 6, quote unquote.
Right. Which means James Madison, say they were to win, and either North Texas or Tulane, their coaches would be coaching in a playoff. To your point, because there's a chance they both get in if Duke were to win over Virginia. And nobody knows how Duke's going to play.
No.
Okay? Not even Manny knows how Duke is going to play. And the problem with Virginia is this. They're a very good team, but they play a lot of close games. And close games are fun, exciting, the whole thing. But when you play a whole bunch of them, the margin of error is so small that when you finally make the first mistake in one of these, you get burned.
That's what we discussed last year with the NCAA tournament is, I believe it was Duke that had played like 4 going into that tournament, and everyone was like, oh, they haven't played enough close games. You don't want your team playing close games. You want to, as you and Dick Girardi have said time and time again, if you want to play and win by 10 instead of win by 10, win by 15. And you want to
blow teams out because guess what? The really good teams aren't in close games.
Yes.
All right? And we've said that over and over again. The really good teams aren't in close games. But again, that is a factor
in the ACC.
But it's also a factor in all of this in terms of some people waiting on people.
Yeah. Because
now Kentucky didn't wait; they went and they got Will Stein right away.
That is the next name I wanted to bring up.
But that's the coordinator moving up to being a head coach.
Yeah,
right, and that's not unheard of. Kirby Smart was a coordinator, moved up. Marcus Freeman was an interim and a coordinator and moved up. Okay, so people moving up as coordinators, right, without head coaching experience. Okay, it happens. It's not unusual.
Normal,
right? It's normal, and Will Stein is ready to have his own program because you've seen the job that he's done at other places, including what he's done at Oregon. He did a great job. He's a prime guy to look at, and it is normally, not always. When you have, let's do this in baseball. Your manager is a disciplinarian.
Sure.
9 times out of 10, the next guy you get's a player's manager. Okay. If I have a defensive coach as my head coach, 8 times out of 10, the next guy is an offensive coach.
Usually flips.
Right? Kentucky had Stoops. What's Stoops?
A defensive coach, disciplinarian.
Right?
Yeah.
What's Stein?
Offensive coordinator,
right.
Young.
Again, they go 8 times out of 10, they go 180 the other way.
And so Will Stein was I was really intrigued by this window that he hadn't been brought up more, because he was a hot name last year. He was a hot name going into this season. And then all of a sudden, all these coaches were being hired, and it felt like it was just like he was there. He, of course, is from Kentucky. He played at Louisville, which was the very interesting piece of this. So it made the Louisville Jeff Brohm part of everything more intriguing, because if, for instance, Jeff Brohm had been hired elsewhere before Kentucky hired Will Stein, and Stein as the option of Kentucky or Louisville, would have made that a real interesting decision.
Thanks for listening to Sports Talk with Steve Jones. Catch the latest from me on the 7 Mountain Sports YouTube page. Find clips of the show on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook by searching up 7 Mountain Sports.